right, we're rolling, but we need to come up with a cold open.
I got nothing. Trying to think what could be a cold open. Favorite. What's your favorite taco? I'm making tacos. I'm making tacos for dinner today. That's why I got people coming over.
Al Pastor and Audabada all day.
I'm making al pastor tacos today, so it'll be an interesting experience. But
Are you like roasting it with the pineapple too?
yep,
Ooh.
I got the rotisserie. I got the rotisserie and the grill, so it's gonna be fired up. The bad news for some friends of ours, they're all Warriors fans.
So you're just gonna be obnoxious today?
I did not want to have this thing be yesterday. I was like, please don't make it on Saturday. It has to be on Sunday because I can't hang out. I'll be too nervous, too stressed. But yeah, I'm excited.
Nice.
I might rub it in, but I'm not going to bring it up. I'll let them bring it up. LA and the Bay are always at odds.
Let's get started.
All right. Hey, y'all. Welcome to another episode of Lakers Therapy for Sunday, May 7th. My name is Paul, and with me is David. What's up, David?
What's up, everyone?
Oh, man. How you feeling? How you feeling after yesterday's game?
I feel great. I was so nervous. Watching it. I'm like, please, we cannot be down 2-1 to this team, but now we're up 2-1. So I feel great.
Damn, man. I feel the same. Game 2 was painful to watch. But yesterday the Lakers came out and they were all like, firing on all cylinders. Lakers win 127-97. Kind of smashed the Warriors, to be honest. I mean, we got a smashing. They get one.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens in game 3. But yeah, how are you feeling coming into game 3, like after that kind of loss?
I mean, I was nervous just in general, because I think I'm gonna be nervous before every game this offseason.
Yeah, I agree.
Right? I don't think that
more so nervous against Steph though. I feel like when you're never out in the clear. Like it's always something can happen.
Yeah, if he's ever on the court, we could have a 20-30 point lead. That wouldn't matter to him. If it hits fourth quarter Steph, then he's gonna go to work. But I mean, I generally felt okay because that's been our rhythm since deadline. One on, one off, one on, one off, at least for our stars. And I knew we could depend on one other person stepping up to be the third star today, right? And that was D-Lo.
Some key stats from yesterday. I think what everyone had been looking at was like free throws in the last few games. Yesterday the Lakers shot 37 free throws to the Warriors, hitting 17 free throws or attempting 17 free throws.
Mm-hmm.
The 3-point that one shocked me. The Lakers took more 3-pointers yesterday and made more than the Warriors. I'm like, this has got to be some sort of glitch. We went 15 for 31, 48% from 3, which I'm not sure what is the real number. What is the truth? Like, what should we average out at, right? Because the last games we were so bad, and this one we're like, it's an outlier, it feels like. But also the Warriors 29%. Does that tell you anything about this game? Like, maybe is the home crowd? Is it guys stepping up and shooting their shots, or what?
It's probably a little bit of both. I mean, I think on average we're probably like an average level 3-point shooting team. We're an above average in other categories, but I think 3-point shooting, I think most we can hope for over a series is average numbers.
Yeah.
But I mean, it just that's the risk that the Warriors defense takes, right? They guard certain guys, they double team trap, and they leave them open. That's what happened to the Grizzlies. They trap certain guys, they double team Anthony Davis just to stop those paint numbers, and they let us rip at the 3-point line.
We were pretty even in rebounds, pretty even in assists. Rebounds 42-44, assists 26-27. We did get them on steals though. Steals, we had 10 steals, even on blocks, which I didn't expect that. But they had 19 turnovers to our 12, which I think was good. That led us to a lot of fast break. We had a lot of good transition plays, and there was some issues with our transition defense, but I think later on in the game, I think the first quarter was a little tough, but later on in the game, we kind of stepped up and started to really hustle out there, especially LeBron. He was phenomenal on defense yesterday.
Yeah, I mean it's just the being even on blocks and up on steals. It's just part of the whole Darvin Ham defense approach. Like
Mm.
they're so active that if they're not pushing in one area, they're gonna be active in the other. The hands are always active in the air. Like blocks and steals are almost this. I'd look at them the same way now, just because their hands are just always like up and out. Like they're gonna poke you
Yeah,
at some point.
that's a
So
good
yeah,
that's a good point. There was one moment where I think even D'Lo got like a backhanded steal, like block or steal. He just had his hands up and then he
yeah,
just hit the ball, and I was like, oh yeah, that's awesome. Like he didn't even like know what was happening and just got the deflection and then they got the ball back. That was sick.
yeah. Remember
Yeah,
game one? Vando had that behind the back like steal
yeah,
with Steph at the baseline, and then AD had that like behind the back block where Steph was trying to float it to the hoop. Like they're just so active with their hands that they're not, if they don't get blocks, they're gonna get steals.
and I think so far, I think Darvin Ham, he must be listening to us on Lakers Therapy because we've been calling him out a lot this season. So he's showing up. He's made some good defensive. He made some good adjustments this game. Like,
Thanks for following D Ham.
yeah, thanks to him. I think the one thing I was seeing on Twitter that was coming through was instead of Anthony Davis in the last game he was on Draymond.
Yeah,
In this game he was matched up against Jermichael Green, which allowed him to kind of roam the paint a little bit more and move around instead of just staying close to Draymond. Because Draymond is a good facilitator, but I think Davis kind of was limited by having to chase him around. And now Jermichael being a little bit more static just kind of gave Anthony Davis some more freedom to move,
yeah.
which that's Darvin Ham adjustment that I think was clear. And the Warriors couldn't adjust right away.
I mean that wasn't part of the Warriors' plans. I mean, Draymond got into foul trouble, so but that's something we should be pushing for. You know, with every game is getting him into foul trouble. He's
Yeah.
he's he's Dylan Brooks's 1.0. Like
He's the original Dylan Brooks,
yeah,
but
yeah,
I mean he's better than Dylan Brooks. Come on, we
hell
can't.
yeah,
Dylan Brooks is it's a joke. But
yeah.
anyways, I was about to say something, but yeah, I think Darvin Ham made some good adjustments. I think overall, like just more disruptive. We kind of got on their nerves. You can see them starting to lose their patience. I mean, the Lakers crowd was awesome. They've been awesome like
Oh yeah,
all year. And in this matchup, they were like super loud and super disruptive. And I think the Warriors kind of got in their heads a little bit. I know Clay up into the game was like, I've been waiting for this for 12 years. Like he grew up a Lakers fan, obviously with Michael Thompson, a legend,
mhm.
being his dad. And then I think the Lakers, I don't know, they put a squash to his debut tonight in LA. Um, but let's see. Let's look at some stats. Yeah, Clay ended up with 15 points, Steph 23, Wiggins 16, and the rest of it was just kind of really, really small production for everyone else.
Yeah.
Jordan Poole only 5 points. That's shocking to me.
I mean, he's streaky, right? Like that's his thing. He's yeah, he's just straight up streaky. Like he's a better Lonnie Walker.
We'll get to him. We'll get to him in a
Yeah.
second, but we have to start off like, I mean, we had a hot start from D'Lo tonight. Like he started fucking on fire. He had the first 11 for the game.
He had like 19 and a half or something first half. Yeah.
Yeah, he like this is the D'Lo that I was hoping for when we drafted him. He's still got a little bit of things that I'm like, okay, you could chill on that, but man, he can score. 21 points, 3 rebounds, 5 assists. I don't know what to say about him. What do you think?
And I think, you know, in this type of situation, especially in this series, he has like two chips on his shoulder when he plays, right? He has like the Lakers chip that is like, oh, like
Yeah.
like I'm gonna come and prove that I'm a million times better than when you guys let me go, and I'm gonna earn that contract from you. That
Hmm.
that insane contract that we're probably gonna give to Reeves instead. uh, and he has the Warriors chip on his shoulder. You know, it's like, oh, you guys gave me the contract and like got rid of me right away. Like, that's a mistake. Now I'm gonna kick you out of the playoffs. You know, for the trader the player that you traded me for, like I'm gonna whip his ass. You know,
Who is it for Wiggins?
Wiggins.
Yeah, man, he came out. He was assertive. What I was saying on our group chat was like when D'Lo gets it going, it gets AD going because um they just have such a good connection on pick and roll.
Mm-hmm.
With the pocket passes and then like finding him when like D'Lo will go into the paint. It's interesting. D'Lo will go into the paint. He'll get a contested guy in front of him and he'll like pass it out to AD. He's on the elbow or he's like at the free throw line.
Mm-hmm.
So the AD doesn't always commit fully to go into the dunker spot, but he does at least. He's still pretty consistent. He's still pretty good making those jumpers. Like he's not quite bubble AD when he was making everything.
Yeah.
He could shoot from anywhere, but I think he does have it. He's pretty consistent there. Like D'Lo can find him and get an assist or get at least a positive play when he gets stuck in the paint.
Yeah. I mean, it's our offense is it's not live and die by the three, but if you can make a three, it frees everything up so well. Like if the opposite happened, right? D'Lo misses like 2 or 3 threes, and when they run that pick and roll, they sag off of him a little bit. They're like, yeah, go for the float, well, because we know you want to hit the sure thing with AD on that roll. So he made those shots, they stuck to him, and he just starts dropping dimes, So
that layup too to close that 11-0 run was sick. He like
yeah.
I'm kind of more impressed when he goes up to the rim because he doesn't jump high. He's kind
No,
of he kind of jumps low. I think I've maybe seen him dunk a couple times, but that's never this season. It was like his Lakers seasons when he
it
dunked a couple
it
times, but he's never been. Yeah, he's never
it's
had
like the
that.
roll float. Like he just puts it out there and like it's kind of. I think he like he probably learned that from Steph. He
Yeah,
approaches it the same way.
yeah,
So
but he had that like kind of he had that one where he did like a spin move off the pivot where he like took that shot, took Clay, kind of skated around. That
yeah,
was sick.
yeah,
D'Lo's great. LeBron started really slow. He didn't have a shot in the first quarter. I think they kept talking about that all game long on the or not all game long, all quarter long on the announcers. The announcers
yeah.
kept
How
bringing
many
it up.
points do you have first quarter? Like one?
Yeah, free throw. But
Yeah,
he didn't take a shot. He didn't take a
yeah.
shot.
I
So
mean, generally, he's inclined to not take shots that first quarter, right? He's trying to get the offense going. So in his mind, his fucking X's and O's mind, he's probably like, if I get these guys going first quarter, that will allow me to get going second quarter.
it looks like the offense just runs a lot better when it's LeBron off ball, and then it's either the ball's in the hand because in our starting lineup, it's got to be either Austin or D'Lo with the ball,
Yeah,
like bringing up the court. Or LeBron could bring up the court, but he's got to kind of give it off
yeah,
because I don't think he trusts his shot. He doesn't really trust that shot too much right now,
yeah,
and I think he doesn't want to get into a funk. Um, but Austin hasn't been that effective this series offensively. I think he's got a lot to do on the defensive side. I think he's been playing hard, but I
yeah,
think it's maybe hurting him on his production.
yeah,
I would still like to see him get some more like get to the line a little bit more because I know he's really good at that. He's had 7 free throws yesterday, which was nice. Um, 10 points, but yeah, I've liked LeBron this series, kind of like off ball, kind of I don't know. It's good to see because I don't think he has the legs and he can't just continue to pound it
yeah,
against these guys.
yeah. Draymond, I think he said on his podcast, this is the new LeBron that they haven't seen before, an off ball LeBron, where he said like they had to rewatch tape and relearn new tendencies for him as in this new type of position.
He's still got the moves. He's still got the spin. That's crazy spin move that he always does, and then like
Yeah,
that backhanded layup that he always got those in his bag. So
yeah,
Once he gets into the paint, he can finish, but it's getting into the paint, which is a little bit harder for him. And I get it because maybe he wants, I think, like you said, he wants to get other guys going. If he can get D'Lo or AD going early, that's just going to help everyone. Because yeah, I don't think we can expect a giant LeBron game this series. Maybe we get one if we need it, but I don't think it's just gonna happen in a natural game.
Yeah. I mean, it's nice to see them go with the flow of the game. They're not forcing things, even when they're down. I mean, you see a little bit with them trying to funnel it into AD, but I think in general, it seems like they have a flow and they're just waiting for the ups and downs with their scoring. You know, which is nice.
Yeah, and AD had so it was it's the even games that he's bad, right? It's odd games that he's good.
Yep.
Is that how it goes? So
Yeah.
it was an odd game yesterday. 25 points, 13 rebounds, 3 steals, 4 blocks, 3 assists. I mean, the guy's been a beast. He's been there when we needed him. We only need 4 good AD games in a series.
That's why. Like, if he's only good at the odd games, those are the ones we need him for.
Yeah, because we start with the odd.
Yeah, we start with the odd and we end with an odd.
So we just need 4 good. Yeah, we just need 4 good AD games.
Even AD sucks. Odd AD is great.
Even AD sucks. Yeah, even AD. I've seen so many different versions of those memes where it's like the even odd even AD versus odd AD, but I mean, we can't say. I mean, this guy's been a beast. So AD controlled the paint. He kind of was deterring guys from even going into the paint. They just didn't have their shot going today. The Warriors. They just didn't have their shots going. So they were like, "Oh, we can't go into the paint, and our shots not falling. What are we gonna do?" So they were kind of stuck. And then, like I said, they lost composure. They lost their composure, but like there was a flagrant on Moody when he kind of like I don't know if he hooked his AD's like leg or something, but he brought him down, got the flagrant.
Yeah, I mean, they're all aware of their body parts, right? They act like, oh no, like my arm was just there. He shouldn't have been walking. I'm like, bro, like,
Yeah,
you didn't have to put so much resistance into your arm when when you see him walking by.
It's definitely not like not a flagrant too, but it's something. It was more than a foul, and I think they gave him a take foul and they gave him the flagrant. So, can't stop AD. All you can do is just flagrant and try to hurt the guy if you can. That's the only way to stop him right now. Let's see. Vanderbilt was not really big on the stats, but I think he had a good, like, decent defensive game. He was kind of everywhere again, but he only played 15 minutes.
Yeah, we officially announced that he's coming back next year. I mean, that was a given. I don't think they were gonna let him go.
Oh, Vanderbilt?
Yeah,
I didn't see that announcement.
Yeah, I think they announced, like, yeah, they're gonna take up his team option. But
I would like to see, this is for another pod, but I'd like to see Vanderbilt work more with
Handy.
Yes, that's our guy, Coach Handy, because he's done amazing with Rui.
Yeah,
I would like to see him a little bit more with Vanderbilt and see what he can do with them.
Man, if he becomes a legit two-way, like, scoring threat and defensive threat, oh man, he'll be an all-star.
If he can he needs to work on his handles. I think his handles a little shaky, but because I just want him to be able to catch it on the pick and roll too. Like sometimes he'll get a pass and he just can't control it or handle it, whatever. But
I think that's where it hurts him. I think his hands are huge. His hands are huge, so like I don't think he's like too dexterous with his fingers. Yeah.
Let's see what Handy can do with them. He was 0 for 3 from 3. I mean, we didn't need him tonight, but I think he needs to just kind of shore that up for next season, and then he'll be. I mean, I'm looking forward to that, to seeing how he develops. All right, our bench team. Let me see who I'm going to start with, but all right. Dennis Schroeder, 20 minutes, 12 points. He was awesome. 12 points, 3 for 6 from 3. So he had a good game. But I think the big name to call out here is Lonnie. 24 minutes. The return of Lonnie, I felt like when I saw him sub in, it was the first quarter, end of the first quarter or second quarter. He came in and I was like, oh, that's nice. Nice to see him come in. I'm glad that Darvin Ham called on him. Yeah, what'd you think?
I mean, it's it's been a long time coming. I think, yeah, I think D Ham, he trusted Malik. He wanted him to shoot out his funk because
Yeah.
Malik Malik's shooting ceiling is higher than Lonnie's ceiling, right? So I think he was probably playing risk reward. Like, how long can I drag this out to give him a chance to at least get out of that funk? And I think he used up all that patience. So it was great seeing Lonnie out there because he's been on the bench now for like what 3 months, 3 months. So and he deserves the time because that he had that one monster regular season game towards the end, and then we gave him like what he gave him one try the following game, and he didn't perform, and that was it.
Yeah, man. Lonnie's been a trooper.
Yeah.
He was starting early in the year, like
Yep.
25. I think they said on the broadcast 25 games he started. Um, I liked Lonnie. I think he has deficiencies on defense, and sometimes he'll like effort will kind of wane. But he's a professional scorer, and he came out and he shot two 3-pointers, 12 points. He got some steals too. He was playing defense.
Yeah.
Um,
Dude,
I definitely want to see him again out
his
there.
mentality, his stay ready mentality is so strong. Like, how do you ride the bench that much, that for that long, and then come in and just score threes like that? You know?
he he was a guy that, I mean, we got to see more from him, but he was a guy that I thought he's there's no way he's coming back next year.
Oh yeah.
And maybe he doesn't want to because he wants a bigger role, but I think he's someone that like he's showing you that he's available and he can come out here and put numbers. He's probably a good bench guy on a good team.
Oh yeah.
Um,
I mean,
but
I'd at this point I'd rather bring him back than Malik. Malik has a bigger contract, but no wait. Does Lonnie have a bigger contract? Because he had the mid level exception. How much was that?
he has the mid level. I'm not sure what Malik's is. But we also got to think about Troy Brown, Malik, and then also seeing how we can get minutes for Max Christie, who I liked seeing yesterday too. Max Christie was looking nice in that fourth quarter. It was garbage time.
Mhm.
Him and Shaquille Harrison looked nice in that.
Shaquille Harrison. He's great.
I like this little G League show off right here. This little showdown between the Warriors and the Lakers. But
Lonnie's making about 10 right now, so he's making less than Malik.
I mean,
So
Lonnie played well. He's got a good attitude, and I felt like he had a smile on his face. I'm like, yeah, let's get the guy going. And Malik just, I don't know, man. He's still in a funk. He can't shoot out of it. Even in garbage time, I can see him like trying to force it, and he just can't. He just can't get it. Can't get it to go down, and I think he's just kind of in his head a little bit.
he's too far in his head. He needs some off season like mental coach training. You know, I think it's not the yips because he wasn't injured, but yeah, he thinks about every shot too much now.
Yeah. Maybe. Well, I mean, we'll see. Maybe he gets out of the slump this season or this playoffs. But so far, I'd rather roll with Lonnie and some other guys if we can.
I got so excited when I saw the Max Christie dunk.
Oh yes, yes.
That was so good. I had no idea that kid could do that.
Yo, man, I am low key very excited for Max Christie. Like, I
Right?
think I think when he came and we saw like got drafted, we saw his highlights. I was like, okay, this guy looks skinny as hell, but he's productive in like college. And then I think what I liked is just he's active. He makes the right decisions,
Hmm.
which I think is important for like a young guy. And the shot is there, but it wasn't consistent. But now I think he's kind of a little bit more confident playing so many minutes in the G League. He's been lighting it up there.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, I think next year another like, working with our training staff, maybe Handy works with them a little bit closer, but he's got some talent and some upside for sure.
Yeah. I mean, best case scenario for us is he he grew so much during the season, the playoffs and off season and summer league. If he comes out in summer league balling,
Mhm.
then we don't need to resign Malik.
I
You
think
know?
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. For sure.
Or like, and then it'll be between him and Lonnie, like squaring away 2 or 2-3.
A- And I think there's like something to be said about, so like there was someone I saw on Twitter rant at some point said something about the young, remember the young baby Lakers? They played with Kobe. All of
The
that,
baby
all that,
Lakers.
the baby Lakers, now they're all grown up. They
Hmm.
all like have that mentality, like a little bit of that Kobe Mamba mentality.
Yeah.
Ingram, Randall, D'Lo,
Oh, the killers. Yeah, the killers.
Clarkson, all of those guys are killers. And now we have this new squad of, or this other young squad of players that play with LeBron, and they're all like making good decisions. They're smart, like Max Christie, Caruso. I mean,
Yeah.
how much did LeBron like rub off on that dude to like make good? He's also making good decisions and playing really well, and he got
Yeah.
himself a nice contract too.
Yeah. No, that's a good that's a good point. That all these kids, they play smart, they make the right basketball plays, and that's mostly because maybe not LeBron directly teaching them what to do, but just through osmosis or just through them
Yeah,
observing, you know?
and I think that LeBron's going to give you the glare if you don't pay attention. Like you can't be thinking about Call of Duty or whatever these kids are playing like after work and then after after the gym. He's like, no, you gotta be ready. You gotta stay ready, like Lonnie.
Yeah.
Um, I mean, he's a professional. LeBron's a professional, and I think just having LeBron in the team
Hmm.
is gonna help the group. All right. I mean, let's anything to note from the Warriors side other than they just couldn't really find their shot.
I mean, I mean, the stars are the stars, right? The big three. Will we have a hard night if Poole and Wiggins performs well, right? Like I think if Poole started draining like 5 threes, this would be a different game. Like what his ceiling is. So
Mhm.
we were good today, like with our players
He
on
was,
on the up, and then their young guys on the low end. So
yeah,
if those guys come back and perform, and because it's taking everything we have just to keep stay uh Clay and Steph at bay,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
So if those guys can perform, it gets real dangerous for us.
Jordan Poole was 0 for 4 from
Yeah.
three, which I mean that tells you a lot. Like, and he is not having a great series, even though he's putting up numbers.
Hmm.
He's kind of taking the wrong shots a lot of times, even though he makes them. Sometimes I'm like, you could.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's kind of what I'm seeing. And then he did take that terrible shot in game one, which
Yeah.
everyone remembers.
Yeah. I
Um,
mean, I think it hurts them a little bit because their brand of basketball is like, if you're open, take a shot. And they
yeah,
all can take like, I mean, most people in the NBA, I feel like they can sink deep threes, right?
yeah,
But it's just about playing the odds at that point. Like, do I have better odds standing here? Do I have better odds standing there? Do I have enough time? And their offense always shoot immediately. So I think it's so ingrained into him to shoot like Steph and be in the Steph offense that he's going to take the bad shot. So I think
yeah,
that hurts him in his overall statistic.
yeah. I think it's too early to say this, but it looks like the Warriors just need maybe their bench unit is just not it's just not balanced enough to match up against us. But we'll
Yeah.
see. I mean, they have all like shooters, right? So they could just have a game, and the next game could just
Yeah,
be like
exactly.
insane. Um,
They
all
they
right,
they truly live and die by the three. So if they can make those threes, we're gonna get we're gonna be in trouble.
all right. So next game is on Monday.
Hmm.
Um, what are you expecting from that matchup? It's
It's
another game at home. What do
it's
you think?
I mean, it's pivotal. I mean, I think they know that's pivotal. If we can be up 3-1, then that almost slams the door on them. Uh, and I remember their the Lakers comments after we were up 2-1 against Grizzlies. They thought the same. Like game 4 at home, right? It's is the most important game in the series.
Yeah.
So if they approach it with that same type of care, and AD is not a
It's an even
liability,
game.
I
It's an
know
even
if
game.
he just needs to not be a liability. Like just like at least put up 15 and 10 and have another a young guy step up to fill in that scoring gap, then I think we can survive and think we can win
We
that
need
game.
a good Austin game.
Yeah.
I think we're due for that, but I think he looks tired. He kind of looked like spent. There was a photo of him in the locker room. He looked dead.
Dude, he's guarding
So
Clay. Like
he's guarding Clay. I mean,
he's guarding
yeah,
Clay. Like he doesn't have anything to give on offense because he's fucking guarding Clay Thompson on defense. Who's like he's Clay's bigger than him, right? Or are they the same size?
I think Clay just looks bigger than him, but
Yeah.
let me. Yeah, I mean Clay's 6'6". What's Austin?
6'4", 6'5". Yeah.
Yeah,
So
6'5".
yeah, so he's a little bigger than him. And Clay knows, he's a vet. He knows
Yeah.
how to move and always keep him running. And the Warriors offense is, very mobile.
Mm-hmm.
So this is taking everything he has just to stay on him. Which I think he's doing a great job. If it came out to to um that Austin Reeves has a low scoring game, but so does Clay Thompson, I'll take that trade.
I think we just had two like back-to-back blowouts. I don't think the next one's a blowout. I think the next one's going to be like down to the wire. I think it's going to be close. It's going to be a heated fight. Um maybe someone I think there's going to be some technicals. I think it's going to be the next one's going to be like you said, for the reason you said, it's going to be like one of the most important pivotal games of the match or the
Yeah.
series. Um everyone's going to be jumping like or diving for loose balls. This is going to be a really heated matchup.
Yeah.
I do think the Lakers can pull this one out, and they go up 3-1 going into Golden State, but it's going to be tight.
Yeah.
I think we're going to need another D'Lo game. We're going to need another AD game. They got to get out of their funks and like they just got to show up and make this happen. And then it's going to be just as hard to win the closing matchup in Golden State. So
Yeah. I mean,
I'm nervous, but
yeah, I'm nervous.
yeah.
But they're doing what they need to do. They got the split away. They won the first home game. Like they're trending in a good direction. Now it's like if they have the drive, the motivation, and like I get the determination. I fucking sound like a Gatorade ad. But if they have that, if they have the determination just to stick it to them here, then it's our series. If we can win the next one, then it'll be Lakers in 6 or 7.
You think they make any big adjustments with Looney coming back in or and Jermichael going out? Like I think that's the thing that um not sure what can they do because they're not if their shots are not falling, then everything else is kind of messed up for
Yeah.
them. But like maybe having Looney out there to get rebounds is more important to have just in case. I'm
Yeah,
not
I
sure.
mean, if Looney was out there to grab like 10 extra boards, that's a big swing for them, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Especially with the way they shoot threes. Like Looney's good about grabbing the board, dishing it back out to Steph for like the follow-up three, right? So just imagine that swing. Like we score 2 points less, they score 3 points more, 4 more times. That's, you know. So they might make that adjustment. And
Looney
it's all about adjustments, right? So just because they switched them out once doesn't mean that they're gonna keep going. Curve might just like, all right, back and forth. Looney's in, Looney's out. Looney's in, Looney's out for one game or the other.
Looney only had 4 rebounds yesterday. So and he's been putting up like at least like 15.
Yeah.
He averaged 15 in the first series. He's averaging before yesterday or with yesterday he's averaging 11 now, but
Mm-hmm.
only 4. Yeah, man. I'm feeling decently confident, and the LA crowd is legit. I think we can pull it out and go back to San Francisco up 3-1. Any final thoughts from you before we close it off?
Um, I I get scared for my life every game because Anthony Davis goes down. Like for something, like he's always grabbing, he's always groaning, and I get it. He's big, he's heavy, and like that's gonna happen, especially when fucking Draymond need him in the ribs.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know? So I get worried. Like, what's their plan if he needs to sit out a quarter or like go to the locker room? Like, what's gonna happen? And look, Mo Bamba was in street clothes just yesterday.
I don't think Mobamba is coming back
Yeah,
until maybe the finals
yeah.
if we get there. So I think he's out for a
So
month.
so what do we have? Tristan? Like,
Tristan and Wenyan, but that's it.
yeah, but like Wenyan's gonna start at center, and
Oh,
then
that would be scary. No. It would be
right,
we'd probably go small. We'd probably do LeBron and Rui um to start. I
and
think
then
that's probably the best bet.
when you come off the bench and Tristan is like, oh, when you went down. What?
Yeah.
Yeah, I see.
It's gonna be tough, but
So
like fingers crossed. AD has been healthy, and he's been showing up. Other guys are dropping out. Like Embiid was hurt for a bit. Other players that have been in the other series have been, hurt. But luckily, AD's been good, and LeBron's been okay so far. Still,
yeah, I mean, it scared like it. Excuse me, it scared me during the regular season, but now it's like, oh my god, please be careful because he's going the extra mile for every ball.
yeah.
So like, I'm just worried that he's gonna like land weird or he's not.
That's
He's fragile.
and that's what well, so Darvin Ham said in the game one at the end of game one, he's like, that's why we load manage because AD played like the entire second half of that game one.
Mhm.
And that's what he said was that's why we do this is so we can have these guys healthy for now because this is where it matters. So
Mhm.
let's hope that they keep it going, they keep the streak going. So
Yeah, I
yeah, man.
mean, if we can survive the Warriors, then it's gonna be Nuggets. I think it's gonna be Nuggets Lakers
Yeah, I
again,
think so.
but who knows? The other team has fucking D Book and KD. So, but I think it's gonna be them, and we need AD. We need AD healthy.
It
You
has
hear
been.
my
It has
yeah.
been. No, I can't hear it. He's been healthy, so let's see. Let's see if he keeps it going.
Yeah. So fingers crossed. Knock on wood. I mean, he's been great. He knows what he's doing. He knows his body. So just
Even though like people are trashing him like on the what like every
everything.
post game thing on ESPN or like whatever ESPN show or other podcast, they'll be like making fun of AD, but we know
Like the
he's
like the narrative that they're pushing for him right now is that at least on the ESPN shows, right? They're all saying that they love odd AD and odd AD is the best. But the fact that even AD exists is what makes them mad. You know? Like how do you
yeah
go from from like MVP level to like role player level in
yeah
within one game back and forth?
yeah.
So, I mean, which is like kind of valid, but I think that we give him a little more leeway because we watch him so often and we get that's like his flow. So,
Yeah, that's why I was confident coming in here because I'm like,
yeah.
you think all you hear about is like, street clothes or whatever,
Yeah.
like things they have to say about AD. But then when we see him, we're like, dude, this guy's fucking dominant. He's one of the best players in the NBA.
Yeah.
You can't score on him, and he can score whenever he wants
Yeah.
on you guys. So I have a prediction. He's gonna come out, and this is gonna be his first even game where
Done.
he's gonna be the odd AD on the even game. I
All
think
right.
so.
It's going to switch it up. Yeah, I'm hoping for that too. So,
I think it is. And I think that's how we're gonna get. That's the only way we're gonna get this game. I think if we get that production from him. So,
All right.
all right.
Who's your prediction coming out of the East? Before we go.
Out of the East, out of the entire East.
Yeah.
I mean, I think it's gonna be Celtics.
Celtics? Yeah, I think so too.
I think it's gonna be Celtics, and I would love a Lakers Celtics.
Oh my God, I would love a Lakers Celtics.
I would love a Lakers Celtics, even with future Laker Jason Tatum on the Celtics squad. But
never gonna happen.
I can dream. I can dream.
We dropped the ball. We should have grabbed him. Damn it.
I know. We probably would have traded him anyways. To be honest.
Oh God. Yeah. We would have.
It was that was yeah. We would have traded him, but like, oh, okay, no, we'll get you. We'll let you go and get some other guys back. But yeah. What do you think?
I think it's gonna be Celtics.
Sixers don't look good.
No, they don't.
I like the Heat though. But
what?
Yeah,
what is it? 1-1? Is it 2-1 right now for their series?
I think it's 2-1 because I think they split in New York, and then I think they went to Miami, and then Stephen A was all mad. So I'm assuming that's that means the Heat won that game.
Stephen A was always mad, man.
No, he's extra mad when the Knicks lose. He's extra mad. He had like a whole 5-minute tirade. They let him go like uncut, Stephen A uncut on whatever it was.
His own podcast show or his first
No, it was the NBA countdown, the pregame to the Lakers. It was Stephen A, Jalen was it Jalen and some other dudes, and they just let Stephen A, hey, we're gonna talk about the Knicks. We're gonna pass over to Stephen A. You get 5 minutes.
Yeah, they have to give it to him because he'll work in the Knicks even if they don't give it to him.
Yeah, exactly.
He'll be mid like AD rant and like, but my Knicks.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Yeah.
All right, man.
Yep.
All right. I think that does it for today's show. Please make sure you hit the like and subscribe button to our channel for more Lakers content. Thanks, everyone. Peace.